picked this beautiful machine up. I mean, look how beautiful this thing is. No one makes stuff like this anymore. At the local thrift store for 10 bucks. Why? Most likely the belts are old and people just don't know how to fix them. People just don't know how to fix them. Belts and anything, not just these things. Okay, so basically it works. Here's the motor. This is the main motor that spins the main flat belt. I'll show you guys that in a second. I took it out because all the belt just gunked up, chemically fell apart, and it was necessary to remove this motor, but it's easy to do. I'll show you guys that in a second. Okay, let's flip this guy around. All right, let's go through this thing. Let's put this thing on the sides for a second. Okay, so this thing, there's a little bracket. It's installed like so. Be careful. Don't bend anything like I just did. Don't want to bend anything. This thing is installed like this over this flywheel, of this big flywheel. There's a screw here and here, and this whole thing comes out like so. Okay, so now we have the big flywheel. I already cleaned this, so I'll just go over it. This motor is installed like so. Just like so. But really, because the belt was so gunked up and like chemically far apart, just like I said, you need to remove it to clean all this stuff. This is all gunked up. But basically, this belt, the flat side goes here. The flat belt goes here and goes around. The motor is installed here. It just goes around the motor. And again, you have to remove this to get access. Okay, and then this belt here, that goes around this groove here. Same flywheel. So it goes around like so. And then this guy here, it goes on this one here. Let's zoom in. So this one will go around like this. And this guy. This one will go around this guy, and then the flat one will go around and install on this side. The motor is installed here. Obviously, I just took it out, and that's it. You spend about, I don't know, I spent about half an hour clean this. Let's take a look. I mean, this, when I say it's gunked up, I'm not joking. Here's all the Q-tips. Look at this thing. Like tar. So a lot of Q-tips. Also, I use these flat wooden sticks to help me to scrape things. So I will literally like go on the side and move the wheel with my other hand to try to scrape as much of that off as possible. And then I will also use the tip of the thing to go inside the groove, these grooves here, to get rid of all this stuff. Basically scrape and remove as much stuff as possible before you use these Q-tips. And then I just use standard 91% isopropyl alcohol. That works really good. It dissolves that. Make sure that after you clean it, everything is dry. Don't put your new belts in it, because the isopropyl alcohol will start to dissolve new belts too. It works on old belts, new belts. So don't, make sure this is all clean, dried fully before you install new belts. Okay, don't be installing belts on wet surfaces. That's a bad idea. You would be right off the bat damaging new belts. You would be damaging them because this is solvent. It will this dissolve basically. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna start looking at the belts. I'm gonna order them. I'm not sure if they have exact belts for this model. They might be a different model, but basically it's 3 belts, and there's also let's see if we can flash this. There's also a little counter belt, but it seems to be okay. You know, it doesn't do, it's just moving counters, not moving a lot of heavy things. So it's actually 4 if you count that guy. But getting to it, it seems like pain in the butt, and it seems fine, so I'm not gonna mess with it. Let me show you guys these belts again. Okay, take pictures before you take things apart, maybe even video. Don't lose your I typically put all the screws in the baggie when I'm working something, and I put the bag inside the unit and I leave it there until the parts come. And if you're a repair shop, I would imagine you even label the bags, but you know, I don't do them that much repairing where I have hundreds of units, so I don't label anything because the chance, you know, I just don't you know, no one's here to be moving in. There aren't any kids or anything like that. So still gonna go over this to make sure it's clean, but basically you want to make sure all this stuff is clean and dry before you install the new belts. Afterwards, I mean, I could even install this belt if I wanted to, but this is a rubber band. This is not a belt for, plus it has like, it's already cracked, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get the proper belts. This is a high-end model. It's supposed to be a high-end model. I believe this costs, I think I read somewhere that this originally cost in 1986, or I think 1988 and 1986. This was $500. If you adjust this for inflation, easily over $1,000. No one makes tape decks anymore because obviously tapes aren't being sold anymore. It's just a collective thing. They are coming back slowly. I would say much slower than CDs. CDs are coming back more, and vinyl already came back. Vinyl is on top again. I don't know to what extent tape decks will come back. It's more of a novelty, I think, with tapes. Maybe I could be completely wrong, because tapes, you know, they have that tape hiss. There's all kinds of different formats, and there's just like all that stuff is eliminated when you go to vinyl. Well, you can have pops if you have a dirty vinyl, but usually have a good system. None of that's there actually in vinyl, and CDs are clean. That's all digital, and then you have digital files. It's clean. You can argue up and down all day long what's better. Also, see this thing. You have to remove this, but this will go here because it was kind of in the way of the spring, in the way of this plate. And just put everything back together carefully. This is a ground wire too, so you want to put it when you put the screw in, make sure it's against the plate, because if you don't install this, if you forget this, you would have noise in your system, most likely, like way worse than tape hiss. Since I have this open, I'll show you guys the rest of the system. Here's the display unit. Little lamp in there. Little chips. I don't really actually know what they do. And here's the main board. And then there's the mechanical board here for the toggle switches. Your power is in here, so it's transformer, some resistors, rectifier, probably some basic things. So by the time it hits this board, it's already rectified and ready to go, and it does other things here. But you know, I don't want to keep this super long, but it's a really nice unit. This was only $10. Made in Japan. Licensed by Thomas International Corporation, USA. Doesn't have a date here. But you have a line in and a line out. It's all metal, except the back is plastic, but that's not a big deal. And then look how beautiful this thing is. Nice see-through door, like an acrylic. Nice and thick too. Dolby. Did I just say Dolby? Oh my God. You got Dolby. Oh my God, I said it again. Dolby. Whoops, let me. Selector here. You got your bias, different tapes, equalizer, EQ, different tapes and bias, counter. Have a microphone for mono connection in the right. I'm not sure that's stereo, but you have your mic levels. Really nice dials too. I think these are aluminum. These are definitely not plastic. Looks, this whole thing is aluminum. So you have the inner one. It's like a nested dial. These are really nice. You fine tune with these. Your microphone. You have a line. Input level for your line, and then the output level. You can also change your outputs. It's like a little preamplification right there, and you have a, you know, Dolby indicator metal. So let's turn off the metal. See, it went away. That works like a normal tape. I don't have any metal tapes, but I have to download the manual for this. And then I mean, look, it's the Plus series. I think this one is better. I think, again, I'm gonna double check, but I think this went for like $500 or maybe more. So yeah, I preserve this. If you phone jack right here, I'll definitely preserve it and see what happens. It should work. I restored a few different units like this, and that was the same thing. It's just the belts. I put some lubricant on it. Just I touched nothing else. I didn't adjust biases or anything like that. For the most part, it's fairly well made for the 70s. The circuit boards are really easy to work on as well. Okay, cheers. That's it.